Hello Aquarius, this is your March 15th to March 31st, 2017 read. For the main read, I'm using the Bonfire Tarot by Gabby Angus-West, Angus-West, if you want to look those up online. Nope, that's not the one I'm using. Sorry. For the support cards, I'm using the Magical Spell cards by Lucy Cavendish. I think we're going to start with these. Okay. Come back to this. I don't think. Well, this is interesting. Are we done? It just seems like cards keep popping out here. Okay. Now this has me wondering. Now you got for your overall energy the Empress, which the way this Empress is coming across, I almost feel like it's a great social event. This is revolving around. I feel like there's a lot of strength in numbers. With this situation, whatever's going on here, I kind of feel like you're in the majority of something. Like there's a lot of other people that feel the same way. There's a connection. There's a very strong connection with community here. Like you've worked with other people to make something happen, or you're involved with other people. It's almost like a club or something. I almost feel like you might be like a director or a president of this. Like I know this is a general read, but for some reason there has to be somebody out there. There's a president, or there's something. You're in a position where you're in it with other people. Definitely, it's like a social situation. I'm feeling it's a very social situation. I feel like this is like the base of something. Like in this situation, it's like, excuse me, the structure. It's like the building of the structure, and you're involved with the bones that keep the situation in shape. Or like without you and without this part of the structure, the structure wouldn't have a shape. Like it would be just a blob. But you're like I feel like you're like the skeletal structure keeping it together. Or like it's almost like when everything else is built upon. You're a part of that part, but you're in this with other people. Okay. Okay. Now, where are we going here? I feel like you're doing really well. This situation, like it starts off with the Two of Wands here, which things are going well, a lot going on, a lot of success, I feel, things coming forward, a little bit of luck, it seems like, a little bit of planning, a bit of perseverance, sticking to a plan, keeping things going. That's what I'm getting from this card. Like, you know, keeping things illuminated and where they need to go. Keeping things flowing. Like in the beginning, I feel like this is going really well. And just to be fair, I feel like this situation is good the whole way through. As per life, there's moments where things are just a little like, what's happening here? I feel like around you there's people that were like wondering where the situation was going, and they were trying to see what was happening. I feel like you really are keeping the situation and you're driving the ship forward. I do feel like you're really driving the ship forward. As we keep going forward, I do feel like while this starts off with a lot of action, it does take a little break. I almost feel like whatever you're keeping together, like this situation that you're like keeping together, I feel like it takes a little rest period, a short one, like day or two, or I don't know. There's like a lack of communication. Something's just not happening. Almost, I feel like something was supposed to happen at a certain time, a certain day, and it doesn't. And you're kind of like, all right, like basically somebody fell through or something fell through, but I don't feel like it stops you. It just kind of like bothers you, and it's kind of like, all right, is this? Are we stopping? Are we like, what's going on? So when this happens, it bothers you a bit, but you're trying to figure out, like, why didn't this happen? Like, why did this happen the way, like, why didn't this happen? Why didn't things go along like they were supposed to? So you get out there and you start talking to people, and you're being very, like, you need things to work out. Like, it's not, like, you're being very, I want to say diplomatic, honestly. But you're also very active. And you're just, like, trying to figure out, like, what happened? Like, what's going on, people? What's going on? When you do that, I feel like some things come to light. Communication, you get the communication you need to find out what happened. I don't feel like you're bothered by it. I feel like you're actually happy to figure out what went wrong. And either one of two things. You either decide to do it yourself, or you fix whatever was going wrong, and you make corrections, and you try to restart the situation that way. I feel like there might have been somebody who tried to cause a little problem there. And I know I'm not showing you a lot of cards here. I apologize. This is what I'm seeing from you right now. I'm seeing the High Priestess. And I'm thinking this is you getting involved, figuring it out, thinking it over, digging down, like, what happened? What's going on? Come on. And when you figure it out, you feel really good about that. Like, I feel like this is reminiscent of the communication. Like, you're getting that honest, open, supportive communication that you need to fix it. So, you fix it, basically. I feel like you fix it. I don't know how else to say that. Being a general read, how you're fixing it is up to you. I also feel after you fix it, you kind of, like, back off for a minute. And you take a back seat to it. You're like, all right, I fixed it. Set it in motion. Let's see if it works this time. When you step back, there is a moment where you're like, I don't know if it's going to work out, but it should. If everybody was honest with me and I got the support that it seems like I do have, this should work out, but I don't know. So you kind of take a gamble, and you just, I feel like this card, in this situation, you let the game play out. You're like, I'm just going to let the game play out. You're not sure what's going to happen, where it's going to go. You're thinking to yourself, well, if people are honest with me, and the truth, if I found the truth, if that was the truth, what I learned, I feel like this should fix itself. I realigned everything. I set it in motion. This should work out. I feel like I'm coming across quite strongly right now with that. I feel like when that happens and you step back, I feel like the people there's somebody who threw things out of whack. There might be, depending on your situation, something was out of whack. And one of two things it seems like happens here. Other people around them call them out on their BS, and they're like, we're doing it this way, and that's enough of that. Or they have to pick up the pieces of something they screwed up, and it's like they're embarrassed about it. One of the two. It's kind of what I'm feeling here. But they do. But they do. Because I feel like it works out. They fix what they need to fix. You're stepping back. I saw success in the top here. I knew there was a green card below it. Below it is let go. Which is, I feel like what you're doing. You're letting go. You're letting it go. You're letting it take care of itself. I feel like you're like, I did my part. I set the structure. I put things back in alignment. I set it forward. Now y'all need to take care of your part. I did my part. You do your part. It comes through just like that too. So I hope that doesn't sound snooty or snippy of me, because I just feel like that's how the energy is coming through, and you get success from it. It works out. I feel like that's what you're gonna do, and it was the best move for you and everybody else. Like, and I feel like that's like you're not being like, if it comes off from you that way, it's not like a high and mighty or holier than thou thing. It's just this is how it should be. Like, I'm not here to do the whole thing myself. You need to do your part. I don't know how you expect this to go forward if you don't. I kind of feel like that's how it's coming through. Like, I'll do my part, but you need to do yours too. If we're really going to make this work out, you're going to have to do your side too. It just comes through very strongly that way, and I feel like you're right. You're definitely right on that. And I feel like on the other side, something went a little wonky, and they either have to fix it or own up to their own bull. One of the two. When they do, I feel like that does happen. They either fix what they did wrong, or they own up to it. One of the two. And this is where things go better. This is where things start going. Like, this is how everybody's going along. Things are moving forward. There's a lot of success and action here. People are happy. Like, things are the way they should be. Now, I have one little piece of this puzzle I haven't opened up yet. There's 4 cards that came face down. And, I feel like they have something to do with the whole situation. The situation itself, I feel like you're creating it the way you want it to be done. We got the Magician, we got the Page of Swords, the Two of Cups, and the King of Coins. Now, I feel like the Magician on top is saying you're creating it the way you want it to be created. Below that, we have the Page of Swords, which makes me feel like you're very careful of communication. You're trying to get conversations started and people to take care of things on their own. You want to be a part of it. You want to, steer the situation where necessary, but you need people to breathe the breath of life in it themselves. They need to own pieces of it and flourish and change it the way they need to. Like, you don't want to own the whole situation. You don't want to be calling every shot. You need other people to pull their side. And I feel like that's why you're careful about how much you control, because you're trying not to control too much, because you don't want to, and you don't feel like it'll work out if you do. The Two of Cups, I feel like whatever the situation is, it's something you're passionate about, and you want this to work out. It's one of the reasons you're kind of holding back with the control, because you really feel like if this is going to work out, if this is really going to be the wonderful situation you're seeing, everybody has to own their piece. That's the only way it's going to work out. It's the only way it's going to really, really take off. And that's why you're holding back a little bit and not trying to control everything. It's because you want this to really work out, and you feel like it's best for everybody for this situation that you very much love. Like, I feel like you're very passionate about this situation, and that's why you're kind of careful. You don't want to control everything. You really don't. And that's why you're pulling back a little bit. Like, here, I did this part. You do your part. Like, it comes across like that. Like, come on. Because I feel like the reason it comes across like that, like, you do your part, is because you really want it to work out. You really want this to be a success. And that's why you're just very careful. And it's like a little bit of that push or that angst is like, part of you kind of wants to take control, but a bigger part of you is like, if I do, it's just going to drain me. It's not going to be fun anymore. It's not going to work out the best way it could. I need these other people. They do things a little differently than me, a little better in some areas, and I need them to do this if this is going to work out. And I feel like you're making smart decisions and you're building stability. You're looking at long-term success on this project or situation. You see this going forward in the future, and you're going to stick with it and go forward as you need to. Okay. That was interesting, because those cards just kind of flopped out in the beginning, and I wondered how they were going to fit in. I guess we know now. Okay, is there anything else I need to say here? The people around you, like, when this person here, the last thing I just want to touch on before I end this person here, whichever direction they're going, whether they had a little bit of bull they have to own up to, or there's something they did wrong, one of the two, the reason that's happening is because I feel like when the situation gets going, they're overwhelmed, and they don't know what to do. They just really don't know what to do. They feel confused, or something isn't right here. They just feel confused. I feel like they feel confused, and they just feel like they don't know what to do. But they try to rush out and fix it, or do it, or just make it happen. They just try to rush out and do it. but it kind of falls flat, and then they're like, I don't want to own up to this. Like, it kind of falls flat, and they just kind of try to walk away from it, like it didn't happen in a sense. But when you get involved and you find out what happens, you tell them how to fix it, or you tell them, all right, you need to own up to this, because we need this to go forward, and you need to either own up to what you did or fix this that you did wrong and go back and do it again. And then they do. I feel like they're very responsive, but you kind of step back. I feel like you're stepping back shows your confidence in them, or that's how they take it. And they take that bit of responsibility, and they like you almost like hand them a bit of like, you like give them a bit of integrity, like you believe the best of them, something like that. And when they step away from you after this conversation, they're a little embarrassed, or they feel a little ashamed about how it worked out. But it also kind of motivates them to make sure it does work out, and they're very motivated to fix whatever it was or own up to whatever it was, because they feel like they got a little bit of respect from you. They came out of the situation a little better than they expected, and they feel like you're looking at them favorably by owning it. Or like if they own it and own up to what it was and fix it however it needs to be fixed, like they're garnering some respect from you. That motivates them, moves them forward, puts everything back in alignment. I feel like you're aware of this. That's why you come off the way you do. Like, you're very honest and direct, but you're kind. I feel like there's a kindness. I feel like you might be very direct and your words might be powerful, but they're very dignified and respectful. Excuse me. And that's kind of like inspiring this person to move forward, because they feel like they by owning it and fixing it however that needs to be done, that they really do gain your respect a little bit, and they want to keep it and they want to build on it, and that's pushing things forward. Yes. Okay. All right. I think we've kind of summed this one up. So I'm going to end this here. If you'd like a direct reading from me, go ahead, shoot me an email, james4astral@gmail.com. James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. Thank you for watching.